Hello, and welcome to part 3 of the Republic of Tobuck. In this episode, we come back from our alternate reality. Woo. You'll have to watch the last episode if you want to hear about what that says and what this says. Vasil and Giggle take the stage. Bluntly, the nation was in chaos, with the disappearance of Pea Shooter, who had been running the show for quite some time, and the sudden restrictions imposed by the National Guard. The warlords had descended upon the capital to ensure that their typical payments were guaranteed. Unfortunately, such a sudden show of force terrified many of the local civilians, and particularly angered the National Guard, who wanted to protect the Republic, their families, and their own paychecks. All the while, the authority had previously granted funds to both was nowhere to be seen. This morning, the unthinkable occurred. Thanks to miscommunication between the National Guard regiments, a skirmish began between them and a warlord unit that rapidly evolved into all-out city warfare between not only the Republican forces, but also those of the desperate warlord band who all sought to gain from the apparent power vacuum, thanks in no small part to public support and the effort of one Vasil Chardet in organizing the Republican regiments. It quickly became clear that the warlords were no match. Once the National Guard had achieved a small string of victories, they managed to push the bands out of the capital in one fell swoop. Unfortunately, the safety of the nation is not yet guaranteed. The remnants of the warlord armies remain relatively potent, if not capable of taking the capital alone after the intense brawl. But for now, at least, the Republic remains in the safe claws of Vasil and his new cabinet. Thank goodness that's over. There goes my troops. A majority of them. Woo. So what I'm thinking here is I want people, and I want stability. I need people. What's the national debt? National debt. Pea Shooter managed to accrue a considerable national debt in his efforts to make himself a fortune, and substantially has left the Republic in a state of economic crisis. Though others might have had the opportunity to default on such debt if they had risen to prominence, keeping the Republic alive means repaying its loans in a legitimate fashion is an unfortunate necessity. Warlord Anarchy. Looks like the top part's the same as it was before. The recent chaos following Pea Shooter's disappearance has broken all trust between the warlords and central government, leading to total anarchy within the countryside. I don't want to... Consumer goods... No. Consumer goods... Mine. You don't touch my consumer goods. So this one that I'm not going to do, P drained the whole treasury dry to fund his escape. Whatever he made out with is gone, and so is the rest. At this point, we'll have to bite the bullet and borrow at loan shark rates, but it beats ostracity. Nothing is more unstable than corrupt civil servants getting told to make do with less. I think that's pretty much what we're doing, but... Whoever said that you have to spend money to make money was not in the gun run business. While you can haggle with some ponies, you can't expect to go far with the loan shark breathing down your neck. Anyway, every pony takes a squeeze, and be a little patient. If you want guarantees and security, go plant potatoes. Everything is peas, fought, and Giggle. Not Giggle. Giggle's a nice guy. Throughout P's regime, we took very little care. Can I? Yeah, I can get one of these back in. I'll just trade with the Raven Republic, whatever. Throughout P's regime, we took very little care in giving reason to the Zeratian-aligned families not to hate us. Considering P's endgame, it was no surprise, but Vasil had nonetheless made some business overtures. By reaching out, we could build a relationship off that. And once we're in, we can work things out. Gotta look on our long-term plans. Okay. Alright, so if I just wait a little bit. There we go. Now I have enough to get you. Bring back stability. For a little while, we have been able to keep the rowdiest elements of our mercenaries and smugglers in check. Now they're running wild, and any pony turned into the state needs to pay up to even get listened to. It's time to bring back some order and show them that maybe there's hope under the striped flag. At the very least, it'll buy some time to figure it out. Let's get stability. For all its usefulness for our business venture, the corrupt apparel of state was really nothing more than a temporary boon. It's a rotten base for anything long-term. We need to remove all of the corrupt civil servants and make sure those who with real inside knowledge shut up permanently. Plus, this will be a wonderful opportunity to garner good among the people. Yes, it will. What's the one I'm not doing? Vasil and P paid a whole lot of ponies throughout their partnership. Sadly, both indulged in some favoritism, especially when P's plan became clear. The people want corrupt heads to fall. Might as well give them what they want with P's loyalists and make sure we get to keep the loyal ones who know what they're doing. Meh. Everything is P's fault. Pea-Shooter was a fantastic gun smuggler, but he really mucked it up for the rest of us. We'll be lucky if we manage to really turn things around. Luckily, the Tobuckians feel the same way, so we might as well pin everything on him. He's far away and not planning to come back. He'll understand. Probably. Maybe. Nah, we'll just assume he will. Read all about it. We've got all the latest here, folks. Pea-Shooter, a name barely known. Responsible for everything. Come get your newspaper here. A street seller chimed out, having already emptied her stock once that day. Many ponies were understandably appalled by what they were reading. As if the Republican concept wasn't bad enough in its own right, now they were discovering that the whole thing had been a sham from start to finish anyways. At least no pony was surprised by the president being easily manipulated, given that he was almost always tipsy, if not utterly smashed. But the fact that such was expected was abhorrent in its own right. What in Tartarus was the Republic doing if it wasn't ruling for the good of the people? Outside of a cafe, two old friends were catching up and sharing the news. They were both disgusted, though not entirely taken aback by happenings. A brown-coated mare grunted, having sipped at tea that was too hot. Well, I, for one, will now say, I told you so. Giggle was an imbecile. There's no way he could have been running this place. Although, admittedly, I didn't think that his help would have been so, well, criminal, I suppose. The stallion sitting opposite flexed his wings and nodded slowly, letting out a sigh of disappointment. Yep, you got me. Something tells me you're not satisfied by being right, though, for once. Touché, she quickly added with a grin. What strikes me as strange is that, despite clearly having the reins on basically everything, the Republic hasn't collapsed. That Griffin has just strolled in and sorted things, you know. You know? I don't think institutions can get rid of corruption problems like that so easily, the Pegasus returns with a grimace. His friend raised an eyebrow, apparently surprised by what he considered to be an obvious observation. Huh, I hadn't thought about that. At least we know for sure that P was a menace, right? Yeah, he sucks. Oh, Giggle. Poor Giggle. And Giggle too. Giggle Juice was an amazing tool for a while when P's crew was still getting money and some good partying was enough to smooth the edges. But now we're gonna go through a rough patch, and nothing gets on the nerves of every pony than a drunk who can't get up before noon. Time to sober up. I'm sorry, Giggle. I'm sorry. Poor Giggle. For all of its short history, the Republic of Tobuck never made good on its promise of organizing elections, so we'll have to be quick about it so no opposition can organize. Also, we'll need to raid the pantries to buy votes with something else than money. Hey you, want a pound of flour in exchange for a vote? I wonder if... Oh boy, Sombra. Hey King Sombra. Well, that's not my problem, so good luck over there. Arm the Republican Guard. The Republican Guard has never been much more than a pony guard force dedicated to prevent the warlords from bullying the capital itself. It is time to give them the tools to do more and actually stand up to the warlords when the time is right. We have the guns. Time to give them to the right ponies this time around. So what I'm thinking for this war... Just this. I don't think I can't do 20 divisions. I'm not gonna have the manpower for it. I'm just not. To be able to stop them. So I really just sadly cannot go with full 20. Cool. You just instantly became the guard. Cool. Wait, they instantly became the guard at like full manpower. I wonder if you like get it to really full. I wonder if automatically sets it to full and then you could like delete them for more. I mean, I'm not gonna test it right now, but it's a possibility. Act swiftly and fiercely. It's been months now that the three idiots and other new wannabe idiots have been ducking it out in the countryside to be in a prime position to take Tobuck. In a way, they made our job for us. Time to go out and mop them up before the Bats or Zerateans get the idea of doing it first. Citizens, to arms! Or something like that. We're learning. Recent elections have generally been received well by the public, but anonymously remains as the readily apparent government corruption is yet to be addressed. Vasil, the nation, has the nation's best interests at heart. Right? I mean, you could have the best interests at heart and still make some money off things. Nothing wrong with that. Am I right? Yeah, I am. The votes have been counted, and the elected Parliament of Tobuck can finally gather. Thanks to our diligence, it's only a formality, and Vasil Tredet shall be confirmed as President of the Republic. It's time to address the people. Fear not, little foals of Tobuck. Vasil's here, and he'll take good care of you. We promise. Slave raid? I can't fight their thing. I really just can't. Yeah, I at least won't lose pony power. Like, sometimes that glitches out and actually, for some reason, gives you pony power. I'm always happy when that happens. Writing speeches was always a pain in the plumage. Not because he couldn't do it, of course. Vasil was vaguely aware of his skill in the field of oratory and writing, but because he liked it when he could just say what was on his mind. It was a hassle to making things presentable and consumable for the average creature, but it was technically his job. After all, he was now the president of a small but potentially prosperous republic. Just at that moment, his driver gave a little rave. "Sir, we're almost there." Thank you. Stick around for my department as well, if you wouldn't mind." The Griffin returned with a personal smile. Seeing the mayor nod back to him in the rearview mirror, Vasil returned to his musing. There were two primary options that he was considering: running a republic that stayed mostly true to its founding values, or strengthening his own position for business purposes. The former was a venture primarily for the sake of vanity on his part, becoming a president adored by the citizenry in spite of the many dealings he would have going on in the background. It would require cooperation with the Harmonic Front and Rose Reign, a ratification of the National Congress, and generally would entail keeping up appearances and doing an honest job at things. He could skim off the top, of course, but it was not a venture entirely based on profit over principle. That was for the latter of his potential choices. He could cement his position in the Republic and put his mind to making the most money he possibly could, removing whatever was left on the founding principles of the Republic and doing things his way. Admittedly, this did sound rather enjoyable, but it would be thankless and likely ruthless occupation. As the car turned onto the main road, Vasil spotted a considerable crowd that was composed mainly of furious and hopeful creatures. He'd have to make his choice now and pit it for the ending words of the rousing speech. The Republic will heed the masses, or the Republic will prosper under my guidance. Nah, it will heed the masses, I guess. We need to prepare for a war, because if I remember right, it's like 10, we have like half a year until they can do it, and I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I need pony power. I need to get rid of, the loyalist issue to get that recruitable population factor. That would definitely help. Peashooter ensured that the National Congress was a sham right up to the very top. But if we're doing things properly now, that can no longer be the case. We have to make sure the opposition gets its fill, albeit at the cost of some political support. Fair's fair, and walking the walk means fulfilling our promises, I guess. Ooh, but the national... Okay, nope. National defense bill comes first. I can do that now. For a while, the warlords formed a fine line of defense, enough well-armed crazies to make our neighbors think twice about grabbing the big prize. But now we'll have to provide for our own defense to fend off any attackers. Vasil has the will to do it, but how to go about it? That is the million-bit question. I wish our state had an extra million bits. Yep. Oh boy. And I'm thinking also Pegasus divisions that are half. How good are you compared to you? Less HP, more organization, more recovery. We're same soft attack, same hard attack. Ooh, these guys have better defense, and defense is gonna matter. They have higher breakthrough, but I have a feeling defense is what's gonna matter here a lot more. Yeah, sorry. I need that defense more. It just matters more than other right now. Actually, I'm not gonna... I can just go up to war economy when I get declared war on. So I'm just gonna not do that for now. Okay, can I... Okay, this'll increase my manpower as well. So yeah, let's do this. Tobuck was never really meant to act as a real country, but here we are. We have nothing but bodyguards, mercenaries, and scared conscripts, next to a mishmash of guns and not always assorted ammunition. Time to make an army out of it, but we'll manage. How hard can it really be? Okay, I need to get this up to extensive, like, immediately. I probably want to get that just for the recovery rate. Want to get more jitterals. Want to upgrade you guys. But manpower is my number one. Okay. Okay, anything else here? Recruit national militia units. I hope that's worth it, but... Rapid response militia. Without mentioning the eternal risks to the Republic, neither Zeratina, Werzina, nor Chiroptera can be described as being thrilled with our continued existence. With such angry neighbors, we need help. Let's set up local teams of minute ponies with some basic training and equipment to hold off the enemy until the army can arrive to even the odds. Jeez, that was a lot of events that popped up all at once. Oh my goodness, calm down, game. Cool, the changelings won. Whatever. Now don't destroy my eardrums next time. Please be a lot. I need a lot of units. If you could give me a lot of units. I still don't have the things for it. Not yet. Hey, it gave me manpower. It did the glitch. Well, actually, that might have just been an increase in manpower from that. But there is a legitimate glitch that I've seen happen when I wasn't recovering more. I don't actually know if I did or didn't in that exact moment, but... Okay. Ooh, I can create 5 units. And all it takes is... political power and gun? Yes, that is good. Need that. Okay, what else can I get? I don't have time for anything. Wait, okay, it just lets me do all of them. Cool. call upon the people. With the promise of a more respectable republic, we can start recruiting among the general population without fear of angering our military leaders. With a decent pay, we can even hope that enough will answer the call to fill up our ranks. It'll take time, of course, to build a standing army capable of defending Tobuck, but it'll be ours. Plus, we know how to find enough guns to make even the lowest recruit a threat. Well, there's gonna be a lot of political power. I'm not even gonna be able to get this up with this, but I also do really need these as well. I'm gonna say it was probably worth it. Oh, one of you didn't get in. I don't know. I always forget about that, but yeah, I need to let them start building up, whatever it's called. This is I don't know. Gone are the days of the warlords and mercenaries. You won't be fighting so Pea Shooter can loot you for longer, but for a square deal. Every pony gets their share. We're fighting for our homes and our families. This is Tobuck, and it is not for sale. So gather around and grab a gun. But we will deal with trying to defend our nation and keep our great state alive in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.